So we're going to check out a BADHEARN Sierra Verde house photo map. There is a day and a night mode, so we'll cover both in the same video. So first thing we need to do is zip on over to the location where it is at. I've taken our Bentley out for a spin, so we've got the top down and some off-road tyres on this. So this car can be a little slippery with this tune, but makes for fun cornering. Council wasn't using them anyway. Okay. Come on down here, and what we basically have is this particular area here. So, first location, we're just going to do the standard scuffs on the bonnet, but good. Something like that. Clean up the cosmetics. Who wouldn't use a luxury car to tow that big rig? But yeah, no. Obviously, no, this is going to be a work well for 4x4s. Any cars you can do this with, but definitely it's more used cars like this caliber. Now we have some parking bays over here. Looking at the lighting in the map here, we do have a good bit of sunlight here we can work with. So whether or not we can do something just open, let's have a look. The car has such nice lights. I like how they got those. But you might even choose something like this. Yes, it's Christmas. That's sort of why we're in. Something like this. The grille on this car is definitely very detailed. So, you know, in this instance, do something like that. We throw the tilt in. Yeah. Just zoom fully out, you know. It will just depend on that. On a rough glance, obviously, you know, with a bit more time you'd probably spend, but for a general gauge on this map, yeah. Now, we know that there is stuff in these bays. It doesn't mean we can't park over the front area. So, again, you could park on that angle. You could also, if you really wanted, again, make it look like you're towing on a heap of, what is it in this case, tires and bricks. On the back corner here, go for an angle looking out as well, so we actually get the utilize the here. Overlook like that. That is another actually very clean shot. It does eliminate the trailer, which in fairness would not be photographic. That. Excellent, excellent. So you find a lot of BADHEARN's video maps carry the plenty of garage space. That is actually one of their key things. Parking up in here, let's remove any damage. Daytime shot's going to always throw some overcasting. That is all good. You can zoom in close. Still is going to give us a clean shot, so we've got our cruiser shot and driver and feature. Buggy. So again, same thing. Go in there with a scripted pillar on the side, or you can actually go right in. Could have actually backed it. You know what? And again, don't forget, after taking your shots, you can always go through filters, apps, whether it be on the mobile phone, computer, etc. Actually, as I mentioned before, I take a lot of my shots via the computer as opposed to now this particular shot is going to allow us to get some guard as well. The question is, will this car actually hit guard? I feel like towers want to get in the gap here, but it's very restricted. You know what? Okay. I think you know what we're going for anyway. So this, we're going to utilize the plant life. The solar panel back there is actually the prop they've used. It just gives that type of checker. But yeah, so we can go for that sort of angle. I actually think this would even be good with the brick wall. Move just to allow for a bit more flex, just backwards and forwards. But anyway, that is fine. Something like that. We tilt it. See, it does work. Now we have to get out of this car park. We also have a parking bay here. Now again, this one here, daytime, doesn't have a lot of lighting, but it does offer a very wide path down. You could again just use it like as a wide shot, so it's just really focused on the car in the middle, leaving the empty gaps. It's actually really go low height. Again, the front of this car is always a nice car to look at. And most people should have this car. There was a car that they did give out a while back. You could park in front of the camper van. We've done a shot on the other side like that already. So there were some bikes in here. Now with the bikes, I would be leaning probably like that sort of angle, using the forefront a little bit. Car passing by. Again, use those props to your advantage. They're there for a reason. So far so good. Now we go into the prop work here with the different style doors. So the rough type garage door. They're trying to hide a stolen Lamborghini behind there. Sort of door. So obviously each vehicle's don't mind suit this, but other vehicles, yeah, this. I do like the texture finishing on this one. So just imagine a vehicle of your choice that you're driving. That's that sort of shot. Again, side works okay. I think this side is probably going to be effective. Low height it, get in there, frame it in there. Front button. Me anyway. Alright, let's get back one there. We have a dinner side lake house, same deal, except this one here is a wooden door. So a little bit more rich, a little bit more warmth to it probably. The thing is going to be trying to do the separation between the building next door, which is doable. But I think you're probably going to want to try and do something like separate that build in from this one. Maybe it's the side of that car is way too bright for my liking. Something like this. Do this shot, right? Take that shot, and then after it, flip it around, make it vertical. That's what I would do on that one. Otherwise, you got to forego the top sign. Just go like a shot like that alternately and just utilize the more arena. That's the other angle that we can go. Car parking bays over here. What do we got? Park like a jerk, or did we park good? We're still within the lines. So regular car parking, we can utilize this stuff behind a bit. Front, got this sort of angling. Can you get a something like that? That can work. Only thing that I think looks a little bit off is the railing and the road up there. Doesn't really suit the detailing there, but you know, it's good. Do one of those out in the middle of nowhere type car parks. Car's gonna get dusty. Thanks. All right, let's keep pushing. We have the car park area here. More trailers that we can actually tow. Other than that, we've got the mud, and then we just run over here to the finish line. So let's load up the night version, see what that looks like for you. Okay, so we are back. Let's just zip to the part where the map really begins. Could be magic. Okay, so we're here. Let's go ahead, dive on in, see what lighting looks like in here at night, and does it make a difference? So we have lamps in here. Quickly, how does that looks like we can tow. We get our headlights on. It still works, definitely. We've got the chandelier on the roof as well. Now, let's have a look in particular at these bays. So we've got neon running all around the front. So the lighting is very light here, but it does light it up. Definitely a different tone, and I think the two-tone does work well on this night. That's one of the benefits we've got on here, I think. If we creep from the back here, how does it look? Too bad, very bright with the neon there. But it does work. I do think we could have had maybe a little last a bit more time, but that is all good. Again, after editing we can probably do some some editing to a degree if you had to do photographs like that. Drive on in. I'm going to stick with something like out the door, because if we go all the way back, it's just going to get the light in. You want to be able to see the prop work. Or here we've got drop light on it. And you can see like the upholstery in this. And what's really funny is when you sit in that position, the whole area lights up. Considering it's night time, park in that area, everything gets lit up. Funny Forza thing. You got that film mat there. If we went back, immediately it's I don't think there's a light really thrown on it in the garage. Yeah, hopefully Forza Horizon 6 gets some better grooves on the lighting. So those areas look fairly similar as well. That door there might work better at night. That's got the external light. I actually like that better at night. It shows a lot more color tone, a lot more battery. And yeah, the light just brings a bit more. Both angles really solid. So yeah, definitely this door comes up as a much better strong point at night time as well versus the day. And over here, I think this area is also going to perform really well with the but we are going to park on an angle. What light it's actually going to get over there. I think now we can sort of use the headlights bit as well here. Just add depth. No, that there makes it a bit of a feature backdrop piece. Make that way. If we'd parked in this way, we'd obviously have the headlights the other way, but you can sort of see the angle that we'd be going with. Using the lights as focal points, but with that lip on the fountain, it just works better at night. So definitely this type of shot, this part of the map, is more of a nighttime shot. The diner, fair enough light. Let's have a quick check. How did we grind ourselves to the wall there? Good. That does have a little bit of power to it. Looking immediately, we're not having that light like the other one had light on it. So I think we're going to have this angle now looks better. I think it was the other angle looked better before, but still need to try and phase out that building. See, that works now quite well. For a nighttime shot, that one there is actually quite a good one. So you're going to have to try and mix and match when you're running this one, of course, which maps you want certain shots for. This area, obviously parking underneath, taking photographs, trailers that you can put stuff on. So check this one out. We'll have the two share codes at the front. And like I said, definitely a mix and match on those. Certain ones, daytime and nighttime, will have certain benefits. Give BADHEARN a follow in-game as well. They do a lot of photo maps. When I say a lot, quite a few. Well worth dropping in, giving them a follow in-game, and if you're that type of person who wants to take in-game photos quite a bit, they're well worth the, like I said, follow. What to add? Have a great safe Christmas, as always. If you hadn't noticed, I've got the Santa costume on in-game, so it's Christmas time, 2025, and hit the channel up. last Christmas probably for Forza Horizon 5. We get Forza Horizon 6 next year, and see what they bring to the Eventlab party and table. Okay, that's me out. Gotcha.